Mr. Hancock sat restlessly in the doctor's office, his mind oscillating between anticipation and apprehension as he awaited the results of the CT scan. The doctor eventually summoned him, delivering the news with a measured tone. It wasn't catastrophic, but it wasn't exactly good news either. Mild brain damage was confirmed from the crash, something that, while not terribly significant, would necessitate a recovery period of around a year. The diagnosis left Mr. Hancock in a state of confusion, unsure of how to process this latest development. The doctor's inquiry about his nightime bedwetting incidents caught Mr. Hancock off guard. He grappled with the notion of regressing not to infancy but rather to a simpler time of childhood joys. The thought of playing with his beloved Matchbox cars and dashing around the playground with Malcolm invoked both nostalgia and a sense of yearning for simpler days. With time ticking down before whatever was planned, Mr. Hancock felt an urgency to concoct a drastic plan. However, he found himself grappling with an absence of ideas. His concern deepened over the recurring nighttime accidents, a facet of his situation he hadn't wished for. He'd always desired the option to return to his carefree past, never truly willing to demand it. His innermost desire was escape, though he felt already committed to a path he wasn't entirely sure of. Returning home, Mr. Hancock eagerly anticipated Malcolm's visit. Malcolm, the one person he deemed less mature than himself, had unwittingly become a symbol of resentment due to their divergent paths. A part of him longed for the carefree moments of their shared past, the laughter, the silly antics, the joy of simply being kids. Lunch, a movie, and the arrival of Malcolm marked the routine of his day. During their time together, Mr. Hancock dared Malcolm to smuggle in candy and cookies, a playful challenge that was met with an unexpected refusal, a subtle sign of Malcolm's evolving maturity. As the evening wore on and bedtime approached, the nurse's suggestion of using a precautionary pad to mitigate nighttime accidents didn't sit well with Mr. Hancock. He grappled with the idea, unwilling to regress to an infantile state, but yearning for the simplicity and playfulness of bygone days. Despite his efforts to stay awake, he succumbed to a sleeping pill administered by the nurse, resigning himself to the inevitable. Awakening around 10 hours the next morning, Mr. Hancock was informed of yet another nighttime accident by the nurse. They proposed keeping him for further observation to determine if the issue stemmed from a bladder or neurological condition. At lunch, he encountered a momentary lapse in speech, an unsettling experience that sparked panic within him. He fretted about the potential consequences, unsure if this was an effect of the regression tape or a result of his injury, further clouding his thoughts. In the evening, Malcolm's visit brought a mix of emotions. Engaging in a game of chess, Mr. Hancock found himself instinctively reverting to childhood habits, surprising both himself and Malcolm. There was a fleeting sense of relief mingled with anxiety. He pondered whether it was too late to reclaim the past, wondering if he was irreversibly caught in a downward spiral. As visiting hours concluded, the nurse ushered Mr. Hancock aside, revealing a protective diaper-like aid meant to ensure nighttime protection. A concoction of emotions flooded him: confusion, hesitation, and a subtle resignation to his fate, all intertwined as he grappled with the unexpected turn of events.